those two connections is important for everyone, your ancestors and your guardians. I'd like to start this off with a little bit of a story. When I was a lot younger, I was kind of ticked off with God. And I, in my brave and ignorant self, let God know that I thought he was the worst God that ever. Why did you send me here in this horrible place with no manual, no book, no nothing? I was furious, and I fought quite often with God, uh, his son as well. But as I decided, okay, I'm going to find out how I'm going to survive down here. Can't get out of here. So I got to find a way to survive. And I started digging. And I dug, first of all, a Native American. I dug with a Native American because my daddy and I used to watch Cowboys and Indians, and it clicked. This is how I got to the Native American medicine wheel, along with the Ianifa, the Amaganzi, the Egungun priestess. I started digging because I wanted some comfort, some understanding of what the heck I was supposed to be doing in this place. I didn't like it. I didn't like the people. They were mean, they were cruel. I wanted to find out if all these things you tell me about being pure and gentle and giving and wonderful is what makes a good child, then how am I going to get along with all these other individuals that are so cruel? I guess around 30-ish, I picked up this book. And it was the Native American Dancing with the Wheel. It was a Native American medicine wheel. And I, as is typical for me, I will look at the back of the book. I will open it up to the middle and browse, find something that's interesting, and look at it. I've had this book for 30 some odd years, 30, 40 years even. And I found that this tradition held true to what I was asking God for, a manual, something to guide me, something to give me some direction and some understanding about what was required. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overall general idea of what the medicine wheel is. It can be on a piece of material, drawn up, consecrated, prayed over, and the energies are there. It can be made out of a wooden table, prayed up, consecrated, and the energies are there. The sacred grounds, the ones that we're talking about, the trip going September that we're going to is on the sacred ground. It's the same thing. There are 4 directions. This is the north, east, west, and south. Each of the directions has a particular function when helping someone walking the medicine wheel. We're going to start with the east. I'm going to give you a general idea of what the east is all about on the medicine wheel. If you look at the diagram, you see larger stones and smaller stones. Look at 10 is east. 10 and east, there is a spirit keeper at the stone 10. And the spirit keeper is Wabun. Wabun has a particular energy that takes care of all those coming on the medicine wheel. There is an energy for guidance and for healing and for introductory to things, because the east is the beginning of our day. That's the dawn of our day. Now, when anybody walks a medicine wheel, you can't just go counterclockwise or straight across the medicine wheel. No, you walk in at a stone and travel clockwise. So if we were at 10, we would go to 11, 12, and 9. We could start at 9 and go to 9, 10, 11, 12. But always clockwise as you're moving through the medicine wheel, because this is creating, this is giving and producing clockwise. If you go counterclockwise, you're undoing. So we're starting in the east, the dawn of the day, and we move from the east to the south, number 11. Number 11 is midday. This is the time of day when you've already begun, you're underway, you're productive in whatever it is that you're doing. The spirit keeper of the south is Shanodis. That's where I was born. I was born in the south. Then from there, you're going to go to the west, 12. 12 is Majakiwis. Majakiwis is the evening of the day, or of the whatever you're creating or whatever you're doing. I'll explain it a little more. Might be confusing right now. But Majakiwis is the harvest. It is the latter part of the day. Once you started your stuff and then you go to the latter part of the day, you're going to move from 12 to 9, which is the north. That's the north direction. Now, in the north direction, this is midnight. Everybody has to take time out to rest. 9 is resting. Each one of these directions also has a particular energy for healing. Let's go back to the east, number 10. Okay? This is the mind. Wabun has certain things that he's going to give you. He, she, they're androgynous. So it doesn't matter whether it's considered he or she. There are certain things that you will get in the East from Wabun that will guide you, inspire you. It might be a lesson that you need to learn in order to get to 11. But in 10, at the dawn of the day, at the spring of the year, at the beginning of anything, Wabun teaches the first, what is that? That's 20? It's kind of hard to see the numbers, but the first stone on Wabun's path gives you clarity. If you're starting something, you're going to start a business. You need the clarity of how you're going to start it. The second stone is wisdom. Okay, it makes sense for you to do it this way. This is what will bring you to success. The third stone is illumination. It opens it up, gives you the entirety of it all. Okay, that's the beginning of something. That's the springtime that we're in now, the springtime of the seasons, the year. The time of day is dawn, the beginning. That's what Wabun presents. Moving clockwise down to the south, number 11, midday also is representative of the summer. Okay? You start something in the east, you move to the south. The south offers the work, how you set it up. Shanodis will give you on the first stone growth. The growth of, okay, this is how I'm going to make this business. If we're, for example, talking about a business, this is how I'm going to start this business. This is what it's going to take. Then if you move to the second stone, Shanadis, I need some understanding about how to go about getting this business going. From growth, you go to trust. Trust that the universe has more to give you than you already have. Go, do the work, trust. And then you move to that third stone, that 33, that's unconditional love. The creator source, however you recognize it, wants us to have everything. And it's given to us. We just have to find it. We have to work for it. So while you're in the South working, planning, putting the seeds together to get your business off the ground, or whatever other venture it is, You're moving toward the creator, that central collection that you see in the middle of this diagram. Okay? All right, we got the idea from Shanadis, and now you want the harvest. We're going to move to 12. 12 is harvest. That is the afternoon when you finished working all day. That is the time of year when, after you've planted seeds in the garden, you're going to reap the benefits from the plants that are grown. That is the place where you would go to Majikiwis to say, okay, I got my business going. I got my business going. It feels new to me. I need to feel it. I need to embrace it. I need to have it. And there are steps that will reward you with different types of help in harvesting your business, whatever your venture is, whether it's knowing something, your spirituality, or whether it's a family relationship that you're building. This wheel serves everything. So here in 12, when we've come to the harvest, we walk the stones of experiences. Okay? The Native Americans were quite, researchers, they were developers, they were planners internally, and they paid attention to everything. In the West, that first stone and all of the experiences that came from starting this business and putting together how you're going to operate it, and now getting this business, you're going to have the experiences that you pay attention to. That second stone, you have to look at those experiences and do the introspection. What did those experiences contribute? What does it mean? How does it apply to my life? From there, the third stone, what is it, 36? 36 is going to give you the strength to handle what you've created. We're going to move from 12 and go up now to the north, to 9. This is our resting time. This is the time when we, take a shower and say, okay, this day has been something else. I've done this and I've done the other. I've got to regenerate. That's the energy of Wabus in the north. Now, in addition to what I've explained to you, also in the north, you find healing. Healing that is physical healing in the north. In the east, you can find mental healing. If you're confused, you're anxious, things are going topsy-turvy, you go to the east on that medicine wheel. The east brings you clarity, wisdom, and illumination. And the spirit keeper of the east is more of a gentle energy in my way of thinking. Okay? So you get the mental there in the east. Coming to the south, the healing that is available for us in the south is emotional. And everything we do has emotion in it. Everything. We walk out and look at the sky. Oh boy, that's pretty out there. That sky is so blue and the sun is shining. And, or, your kid comes home from school and they got a sad face. What's going on with you? Somebody beat me up and your heart starts pounding. That's emotional. Your baby is upset. Yeah, everything we do has an emotion to it, even to washing the dishes. I don't feel like washing these dishes. That's the negative emotion. Anyway, we're in 11. We get an emotional healing. Let's go to number 12, the west, to Majikiwis. That is your spiritual healing. That is your spiritual healing. That's why the experiences, and looking at the experiences, the introspection, And getting the strength comes from Majikiwis. Now, I'm going to stop right here before I go into the center circle. I've explained, some of the things about the outside circle. There may be somebody was saying, "Daggone, wait, what'd she say? Why?" Maybe someone wants to ask a question if you're ready for questions.
Okay, everybody watching, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, type the questions in the comments. One
Hmm.
person has a question about the East and healing of the mind.
Hmm.
So that was Samba. Samba had a question about the East and healing of the mind.
Okay.
Um, excuse me. Um, Another question is, how do you know where you are on the wheel? Like, where are you on the wheel currently in your life?
That's a good question. I love that question because, as I said in the beginning, I would open a book and just go with whatever interested me. Well, every time I opened the book, what I read had something to do with the West. I'm like, oh, Darren, I must have been born in the West because you are born in a particular space on the wheel. And for the longest, I don't even know how long, maybe a couple of years, I thought I was born in the West, all right? Because every time I went in the book, I, what I was going through was right there in that book. And I would go to the medicine wheel. I'm like, okay, I need some understanding. And I would hit introspection. I'm like, yeah, this is where I was born. No, I wasn't.
Oh,
We travel the wheel. We travel the wheel. You might travel the entire wheel in one day. You might travel the wheel. You might be on several different parts of the wheel, depending upon what you're doing and how you're advancing. For instance, I was born in the South. Now, chronologically, I am in the North. I am in the give back season, the winter, when things die off. I'm at the end of my journey. That's my position, 9. But I am also in the East because I am starting something that is something I've never done before.
okay.
And so I have to go to Wabun and Wabun, okay, I'm opening up. And, so you will know whatever calls you is
Mm,
where you might be at a particular time. If you are doing something specific, something new, something that you're not quite knowing all that you need to know about it, you go to that wheel. And I advise people to walk, start at one of the spirit keepers and walk the wheel 3 times, coming back to that same spot, go down around again and go around again. That's body, mind, and spirit. And then just relax and allow and know what is being called. If you're drawn to go into the middle, you've apparently accomplished something. And I'll explain to you about the center, but you're apparently being called into the center for guidance. So when you're asking about the East and wanting to know about mental healing, you can get mental healing anytime that you choose to. You can get emotional healing or spiritual healing or physical healing anytime that you choose to. But if you're in a crisis, I don't know what is going on with my family. Everything is just topsy turvy. I can't seem to get things right. You go to the East because you want to get the clarity. You go to get the understanding, that mental healing. I've forgotten who it was. The
is
name of the
that
person.
wobbling?
No, who? What was the name of the person that asked the question?
Oh, Samba.
Samba. Did that answer your question?
I'm not sure if he's still watching. Excuse me. So
Hmm.
if you have any questions, type your questions in the comments.
Hmm.
But did you say which area was for rest? Was that the north?
The North, 9.
Okay. Oh,
There
okay.
I am. I'm supposed to be resting, right? Okay. That I guess by the time if I get to be 90 or so, I'm really resting. I'm sitting with my feet up or on a rocking chair or something, going over everything that I've done and making sure I did what was my destiny. That is the big rest. I'm not there yet, but chronologically, I am in the resting space of the North, Wabus.
Wow.
Or the winter, it's the seasons are very much the same as us. The
Okay.
seasons when the earth quiets down, there's a white covering, there's a freeze, things are dying off and giving back to the earth. That's the same thing as a human life.
Oh, okay. And
Hmm.
Waboom was the mental phase. Sorry, my allergies acting up.
Yes, wabun is the mental,
Okay.
and you've got clarity, wisdom, and illumination on that path. That's your mental healing.
And then Shonodis was
The South.
physical.
No, emotional.
Okay.
And then Majakiwis, the West, is spiritual. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then physical in the North.
Physical in the north. Okay.
Hmm. Now, I go to the medicine wheel. I have a medicine wheel in the backyard. That spirit, just all of a sudden I saw it and I knew I had to build it. I don't remember building it. Spirit did most of it because there was a lot of work to be done. Um,
It is so nice, guys.
Thank you.
I
Uh,
can't believe Yvonne constructed this medicine wheel.
I
I
didn't do
can't
it.
believe
Spirit
it.
did it.
And it is
Spirit
so
did it.
peaceful. The energy, it is so peaceful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was saying my prayers, and I got a spiritual room looking out the window one morning. I hadn't been in the house maybe 3 or 4 months, 5 months, I don't know. And I looked out the window and I'm like, medicine wheel. I don't know what I saw, but I saw the word medicine wheel and I knew medicine wheel had to be there. And the next day or so, I don't remember, I was back and forth to Lowe's getting stuff to build the medicine wheel. And I don't remember 3 weeks or so it took me to build it. I don't remember because they built it. They used my vessel to build it.
Wow.
I don't remember. Well, I remember being in the woods. I walked in the woods and the stones. I asked, the spirit, is this a stone I can use? And if they say yes, I give a gift to nature and take the stone. And next day I go out and look for another stone. I knew I had to have four bigger ones, you know. But the rest were man made, they were commercialized. But after it was all, set up, it was consecrated, prayed over, blessed, and the spirits that come through it is amazing. I've had quite a few people walk it, and each one has had something different. That's another thing. Depending upon where you are, how you've grown in your life, if you've elevated to quite a height, you're going to get more spiritual probably than anything else. It's going to take you a little bit deeper. It may happen in your dreams. It may happen while you're sitting and daydreaming. But that's the way the medicine wheel worked with one of the ladies that came. She was coming to support her sister, and her life opened up. And it surprised her. It surprised her. But like I said, I had no idea there was going to be a medicine wheel back there. Spirit did that.
It's amazing how spirit works.
Hmm. Yeah,
Amazing.
it is. It really is. Okay, I don't want to stop for too long. I want to go to the middle. Native Americans put great stock in animals and how they live, what they are about, what they do. And in this center, a cluster of stones around the largest one, the ones around the largest stone are a combination of animals and spirits. The first spirit stone is number 2. That's Earth Mother. They put much stock in Earth Mother because, of course, Earth gives us everything. She hosts us. She is there to ground us. She gives us our food, a place. Earth Mother is highly elevated and kept as something special to give consecration to, to give celebration to. The next one, the number 3, is Father Son. Father Son, of course, has great importance as well because without the warmth of the sun, we wouldn't have life on this planet, if I'm correct. I think that's it. We wouldn't have any life at all. I think that's it. Anyway, from Father Son, we go to Grandmother Moon. The Native Americans and many of the other cultures put a lot of stock in the grandmother. Not only did she give birth and move past that, raising the child, doing the nurturing, bringing about the tender side of life, but she has developed a wisdom. She's highly placed in the Native American tradition. Those are the 3 spirits of that center. Now, when we get to the animals, they are the animal clan. Number 5 is turtle. Number 6 is frog. Number 7 is flicker or woodpecker. And number 8 is butterfly. Now, the turtle is determined, slow and determined. And the Native Americans considered the United States as Turtle Island. And a lot of the traditions, the shamanic training that I had, they talked about the Native Americans and considering Turtle Island. They have other names for their all, everything. Turtle has his house on his back. He has everything he needs, and he continues to go until it's his time to go to the other side. The next one is frog. There's a story, and I doubt if I can recall the story, but it talks about the frogs being able to be on both land and in the water. There's an idea that the frog, one of the frogs, like, I know there's more. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing all the time. This is a story that was told. I want to go up there, way up there, looking up in the mountains. But they were not, they hadn't been created to live in the mountains, not at that time. And he kept talking about it, and about 4 or 5 of them decided, let's all go. We'll go up to the top of the mountain. They went up to the top of the mountain, and they started dying off because they did not have the element of water, which was necessary for them then. But that one that encouraged everyone to go to the top of the mountain, he acclimated. And so there are different types of frogs now. And that means us. We can acclimate to so many things. So Frog Clan gives you what that frog got. You acclimate to different things. You change and you accomplish, outside of your known territory. The next animal in the clan is the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird has a high perspective because he's up in the air and flying and doing. He's also, he's encouraging life. The way he pecks holes, there's a system to what he does with pecking and looking for food to eat. The next one is, to me, the one that is the well, the special one to me, because butterfly, that transformation, that's the one that has the hopes and the dreams of us evolving and becoming more and more and more. Butterfly, from the caterpillar into the chrysalis, or did I say it right? But not. Anyway,
Yeah,
to
we
the
know what you mean.
okay, to the butterfly, and off you go. Beautiful wings, you know. So this is the energy that you find after you have traveled the paths leading from the spirit keepers. You have other influences before you get to the creator, which is the number one stone in the middle. These influences all serve you. The spirit keepers serve you. The paths serve you. Okay. The animal clans serve you, and the spirits in the center serve you. Now, if you are, I have to give you me because I don't know everybody, by memory, but I am a Virgo. Virgo is born on the stone 21. My daughter was born in 20. My son was born in 16. He's Gemini. So there are different placements that you start from. And depending upon which quadrant you're in, that will be the influence that will serve you best to grow the most. In other words, I was born in the South. I'm in the South quadrant. Remember, we're coming this way. I'm in this quadrant, South. I was born on 33. The lessons that I need to accomplish everything that I came to this earth to accomplish is in the South path of Shanodis. My daughter, bless her heart, she's 20. She's on the second stone in the South.
That's me, the second stone, also
Oh
Leo.
my goodness gracious. Something terrible. I'm kidding. My daughter, if you say, Judy, go around the corner that way, there's something on the left hand side of the counter. I don't believe you. And she'll go, look, Judy, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I don't believe you. We will question. That is the stone of trust.
Oh,
That is the stone of trust. That's where you were born. Okay,
wow.
today, D, you might be on Majakiwis's path because you've created this video. You're linking up people with information that is here to guide them and help them. This is a harvest for you. This
Mm.
is a harvest. You're harvesting what it is that you came to do. How did you come to do it? All these experiences. You went down to New Mexico. You went over to Arizona. You went here, there, and the other. And all these experiences, you look at them and go within. And who says they're coming to my house to walk my path? D. Yeah, that's introspection, looking within. Okay, what's this all about? And then you're presenting it. That's strength.
Mm.
Strength. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, getting to your center, to the creator, to what it is that you came here for. You may use frog. You may use grandmother moon. You may use all of them. I don't know. No. You'll walk that path, and tomorrow you might be back again on 11. We travel the path according to what it is we are doing and according to what it is that we want. Now, something else I forgot to tell everyone. The elements, the four elements that make up this world are in this wheel. Air. Number 10, mental, communication, understanding, air. Okay. You've got, and you come to the water, the emotion, you know, that emotion and fire, you know, that keeps Father Son, Father Son gives us the fire to be motivated to click, to say, okay, I'm going to do it. That's fire. You need the fire in order to accomplish, in order to grow, in order to plant those seeds in anything that you're starting. That's the fire there. hmm you've got you've got um you've got everything in the medicine wheel that you could possibly ever want. Is anyone asking any questions? I forgot to slow down.
Okay, I might have a delay in my messages, but Samba is asking, what are the connection between East and Mind? I know he asked about East and Mind
hmm
um earlier, so I don't know if that's just my messages are slow, but he did say thank you after that, so I
Oh,
think you
okay.
answered his question.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Somebody is asking, because people are inboxing me also.
hmm
Someone is asking, can you use the medicine wheel for someone else?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
As Shaman Apprentice, there is a gathering on, every week we gather to pray for, anyone that is seriously ill. And I go to number 9, the North, Wabus, physical healing. And when I'm there, and they're on the shaman table as well, of course, but I also, connect with the medicine wheel because there's a lot of spiritual energy in the medicine wheel.
Okay.
hmm
Somebody's asking, are certain stones good for a certain zodiac? I think you just talked about that.
hmm And I wish I could say where everyone is, but that's the only thing I don't have memorized. Like I was saying, okay, you're Leo. That's 20.
I have
Virgo.
it here.
Okay. Oh, good, good, good.
Oh, where's
Thanks.
my camera? I
What do
should
you
copy this and post it. I don't know why I can't hold this up.
Yeah, because
What
it
I'm
went.
holding up, Yvonne. Yeah, Yvonne. I can't hold it up. I don't know. I had this
Yeah.
background thing going on, but I have
What's
it here. 13 Capricorn, 14 Aquarius, 15 Pisces, 16 Aries, 17 Taurus, 18 Gemini,
Oh, it's 18.
19 Cancer, 20 Leo, 21 Virgo, 22 Libra, 23 Scorpio, and
Okay.
24 Sagittarius.
hmm Yeah.
Somebody's asking how to move from growth to trust.
um, Growth is probably the hardest stone to be on because it's changing. It's ever changing. We're ever growing. Okay.
Okay, and growth is 31, I believe. And because we've seen, oh, it
I
says I
don't.
lost connection.
Huh?
It says I lost connection.
Oh, losing connection is good. Now, I'm glad I'm not near you because you might want to hit me. If you lose connection, that means you're searching. That means
Okay.
that something is not connected.
Yeah.
That means that there is something that you're going to elevate to. And no matter whether it's lost connection with a person that could be your heart
Mm,
and you're torn from that person, that's a lost connection. Uh, that strips you of everything. You have to go inside. You have to go inside to get the trust. And then, if you're like me, and I'm going to do it, I don't care. I am going to do it. I'm going to test it. Did I really hear this? Is this really making sense? Okay, you grow. Say, all right, you go into a system. Okay, say my initiation, my first initiation. I knew a gungun was something I wanted
Oh
to do.
wait,
That's the
can you
ancestors.
can you
Um,
I don't know. I think we were
and
disconnected.
yeah,
I might have to reconnect. Let me just double check before you
oh,
start. I don't know if we're still live or not.
okay.
Oh, I'm missing questions also. Um, Hi Bahar.
Oh, maybe
Okay,
we
Trudy says
maybe we can
popcorn.
do that second part.
Hmm. Oh yeah, because it's almost time. I think we have like 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure we're still
Hmm.
live. Let me just go over here and see really quickly because sometimes my
You're
internet
freezing.
starts acting
You're
up. You see
freezing
it?
up. Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're still live. So yeah, so I wanted to hear what the story you were about to tell, the experience you were about to talk about.
Lo- Losing connection.
Yes.
You're all right now? We can go now?
Yes, yes, we're still
Oh,
live.
okay. Okay, losing connection. If you lose the connection of something that is close to you that you really don't want to lose, that peels a layer of skin off of you. That goes down to the nitty gritty, and from there, you can't do anything but look up. You got to search, and if you're determined to continue on, which most of us would be. Some people are too weak to do it. If you're determined and strong enough to say, I'm worth going on, you go inside. It's in there. It's in there. And then when you hear something, feel something, I don't believe that. I need to have proof. I'm going to look for signs and synchronicities to prove it to me that I'm hearing and feeling something that's right for me.
Hmm.
Don't just trust blindly. Don't just trust blindly. I'll say that to anybody because we are on this planet, and this planet is filled with a lot of things. So when you test what it is that you're finding, and you find out that okay, that's coming from a source that makes sense. It means the right thing for me, and it's proven to be right for me. Then you can trust it.
Mm.
But don't just trust blindly. That's a hard one too. Growth and trust. I skipped over that. I don't know why, but I'm glad I did. But I've had to go through it a number of times, whenever I get back to the South. But as a life lesson, it's not. It's not my life lesson. That's your life lesson, D.
Okay.
Trust. Hmm.
Trust.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's a hard one. Um, but all the elements are available through the medicine wheel. All the facets of our being are available through the medicine wheel, um, and you can trust it. You're going to travel that wheel always clockwise. Never forget, always clockwise. Building, growing, doing, living. Um, you're going to be in several different portions of the medicine wheel. Now, with the trip coming up in September, walking sacred ground between the labyrinth and the temple of the grandmothers and the elders. Oh, I'm anxious. I'm anxious.
It is
Because we're
amazing.
yeah, because we're all doing work. All of us on this path are we're doing work. Even when we don't think we're doing work, we're doing work. So where I am today, 2 weeks from now, I might have something else show up, and I'm like, whoa, that makes sense. That
Hmm.
connects to something I was trying to figure out. And this medicine wheel has sparked a lot of things within me.
Wow.
On the new moon, I'll go out and I'll smudge and I'll walk. And sometimes I'll look out the spiritual room window,
Hmm.
and the whole medicine wheel is filled with birds.
Wow.
And one time I looked out and I'm like, holy Moses. I didn't know what was going on. It kind of frightened me. I'm like, God, is the tree getting ready to fall or what? I, because there was so many birds all in the circle. Then another morning I woke up and there was, I don't want to lie now, I think it was 9 or 8 deer. I mean, big deer, no babies, all grown right there at the medicine wheel.
Wow.
Mhm.
And
It calls a lot of energies
it's
also.
amazing energy.
Hmm.
Tristan is asking, how do you know what quadrant you're in?
You will know according to, if you're not familiar with the medicine wheel and you go to a medicine wheel and you are drawn to something, that is more than likely where you are in whatever it is that you're doing, however it is that you're growing. Now, if you're getting, when people come here, I go out with the new people and I'll say, okay, if you're in a beginning of something, you need to go to the east. If you've already started something and you're trying to figure out just what else to do, you're still planting that garden. You're still putting the parts of it together. You go to the south. If you have finished something, and you're saying, okay, what else is there that I might need to do? I've got it now. You're in the harvest. You're in the west. You might flip from the west and go to the east because you need to add something else. So you won't always know where you're going. Sometimes I'll walk out there and I'll start to go in from the north because that's my position now. And I'll go all the way around to the east. There's something else that's coming up. So it's kind of hard to say you will know, you will feel, but it's not always that you will know what quadrant you're in. Now, where you are born, that's that never changes. That quadrant, according, to what you were reading for everyone.
Hmm.
But
And
go
Bahar
ahead.
was asking if you were talking about sun sign Virgo. Yes, she was talking about sun sign Virgo. She's a sun sign Virgo, Bahar. Bahar is a sun sign Virgo also.
Hey, Virgo.
Virgo power.
Yeah, Virgo power. 21, 21, right there in that south quadrant. You haven't yet gotten to the west. But like I said in the beginning, I thought I was born in the West because I kept reading everything that made sense. But that's what I was going through in my 20s and my 30s. I was harvesting stuff that I was doing and things were happening. And there's a lot of energy when you're harvesting something. It's new. It's like, having a baby. It's new. You got to figure out how, what, when, why, you
Hmm.
know. And so you have the experiences in the West. So I really thought I was there. But no, tell her she's right there in the South. And I'm 33.
On 33.
Love,
Oh, okay.
unconditional love.
Awesome.
hmm Probably an empath.
Do you feel like you're an empath, Bahar?
Mhm. I hope she only
Somebody's asking about the ages of the stones.
has the ages of the stones.
Yeah, like I guess they're asking like what do the stones represent a certain age in life?
No, but where you advance, okay, you start in the springtime. That's an infant. Okay. I don't know if there is an age cutoff for the East. I don't know, but that is the beginning, that childhood, the development, the start of your life. Then you come to your life where you're productive and you're doing something, deciding on a goal, a position. You want to get married. You're in the South. Okay, middle age 40, 50, 60. It's in the West. But I don't know if there is a cutoff because There are some people, well, you understand, there are some people that are 60 years old and they've got the mindset of a 25-year old,
Yes.
so I don't know about cutoffs for ages.
Okay. Somebody's asking, what is the significance of clans?
Clans, the clans in the center circle, the significance is that they have an energy. There is something in their character that is supportive for us, just like the host, the spirit host, the turtle clan, the frog clan, the thunderbird clan, and the butterfly clan have energies that support us on our path. They are influencing everyone. Everyone. Now, when you're in the West, there are certain animals. There's more to the animals, there's more to the plants, there's more to the crystals that can be attributed to a particular direction. This is just a general introduction. Oh, I should have had the book so I could tell you the name of the book in case somebody wanted to get it. Dancing the Wheel. Oh gosh,
And
I did.
I have it somewhere here. And
I did.
I can't put my hands on it right now. But we have a lot of comments I missed. Samba
Oh,
is a Virgo also.
oh, okay. Oh, we got a Virgo clan. Hot dogs.
Hi everybody. I'm trying to catch up on somebody saying Samba said something about a chrysalis butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley is an Aries.
Mm, okay.
Um, Somebody is asking, how do you move from the outer circle to the inner circle?
You don't necessarily move from the outer circle to the inner circle to experience the inner circle. The the inner circle is guiding us always. Grandmother Moon is always sharing her experiences and her influence with the children walking the wheel. Father Sun is always there. Earth Mother is always there. The clans have the energy, of that particular animal that contributes to whatever it is you're doing. Say, for instance, okay, I have to go back here. I'll go to my son, Gemini. The Gemini is out here and he's accomplishing this and he's moving to a harvest. But he's not really paying attention to a lot of things. He's going to need some help from Grandmother Moon. She's going to share it with him. He might be accomplishing something. He may have developed a business, but he hasn't used the mental capacity that is his. And so he'll get the influence from the clans or the hosts and the paths and wherever he is and whatever work you are consciously doing. Because remember now, when five of us could stand on the medicine wheel in one spot, and we could all need something different. So it depends on how much you're attempting, how much you want, your destiny, which you came here to Earth for. I think I went off on a tangent then. But the fire of the South contributes to Father Son's. He ignites the motivation, the continuance of work, keeping you going. Even at this age, I'm in the grandmother age. Even though I'm starting something, and I need the fire from Shanadist in that direction, and Father Son to make what I want come alive. Even though that's my placement, the North is my placement. I keep pointing to this like you can see what I'm pointing to. Sorry. There are another thing I meant to say is each of the Native American traditions has a medicine wheel. It may not have the name Mudjakiwis or Wabus or Wabun or Shanodis as the spirit keepers. Their language may call it something different. They may attribute, say, the turtle. No, probably not the turtle. Maybe they might transfer the woodpecker, the flicker, and it would be an eel. But the medicine wheels are all basically the same. And another thing that I didn't mention, becoming an African priestess, uh, I went there and I dug deep and I stayed there for maybe 20 years of learning and studying and initiation and what. They're all the same. The
Wow.
Native American is the same as the African. The African is the same as, being a shaman. They have a little bit of a different technique or a bit of a different ceremonial practice,
Mm-hmm.
but they are basically all the same. In other words, that book that I fussed at God about not giving me when He sent me in here,
Mm-hmm.
He did send it in. It's in us.
Wow, it's already in us.
Hmm. It's already in us. It's already in us. It flows through our veins.
We just have to remember.
Yeah, yeah. And that's, you can call on your guardian for that, Archangel Oriel. I can attest to that. You can trust that I'm telling you this because I proved it. That's one of the things I'm like, okay, Archangel Oriel, Uriel, Archangel Oriel. I want to remember what it is that caused me to do all of this because I'm combining everything. I don't know that I can grasp it all. Couple of days and memories, and it didn't come in just like a story flowing through my brain. No,
Uh-huh.
there was a sign here and a signal here. I wonder what the heck that thing is sitting on the floor. I dropped that. Oh, I've been looking for this, and pick it up and realize this is something that was giving me some information that I had asked Archangel Oriel.
Wow.
In a matter, I think it was 2 days. I think it was 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to remember. What did I come here? Why'd you put me on 33?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what
Wow.
was it? Yeah.
It's sort of like when you are going to the kitchen to get something and you get there and you're like, why am I here? What did I come in the kitchen for?
Yes. Yes.
And it's sort of
Yes.
like this life is sort of like that. We're like, wait, what am I here on earth for? What did I reincarnate here on earth to do?
Yeah.
And the only difference is that when you go into the kitchen, you walk out and you walk back in and you remember.
Mm-hmm.
There is no walking off the earth and coming
Yeah.
back and saying,
Right.
oh, that's
Right.
why I'm here on earth.
Uh-huh. But we have a way to connect with that and find it out for sure. Your guardians are there. They've been there ever since our first breath. But
Mm-hmm.
your ancestors, not all of your ancestors, your Egunwa, the
Mm,
elevated ancestors, the ancestors that you may not have known or you may have known. If you know that you had two great aunts, and one was a boozing, philandering, meanie, and
mm-hmm.
the other one was someone that grew, vegetables and taught you how to take the vitamins from the vegetables and taught you what was right and wrong. That's the one you call.
Mm.
Don't call Boozy because she's going to get you in trouble. You call it Inkowa and you call your guardian angel.
Don't call Boozy.
Don't call Boozy. Don't call Boozy now. But call your guardian angel. Your guardian angel is just standing there waiting,
Mm-hmm.
standing waiting, and won't interfere or connect, for the most part, unless you call.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them show up. Archangel Raphael in the east all the time,
Wow.
all the time. Archangel Michael in the south all the time.
Mm.
Archangel Gabriel in the west all the time. I was going through something emotional, and it had to do with a little animal. I couldn't pull myself out of it. I couldn't pull myself out of it, and I had to ask, "Look, what the heck? This is a cat. I've only had her a couple of weeks, but I was torn to smithereens over that cat." And I kept asking, and finally I was sitting in the spiritual room, and Archangel Gabriel is in the west, and I could feel it. I could feel something coming in. And you have to go with the flow. There are
Mm,
times to give, and there's time to let go. There's time to receive. There's time to do. And I'm like, okay. And it took me back to my son who was killed, to my father who died when I was a kid. You know, Archangel Gabriel is right there in the west. I went out there on the medicine wheel and stood, and a story. Just sometimes you'll get stories. A story came through of
ooh.
how I was to allow to let go
Mm-hmm.
and clear my heart, because that was bringing up old tears that I had squashed down inside.
Wow.
So standing on that point, that's 12 rock. I got a lot out there.
Wow.
Archangel Oriel is in the north.
Wow. And also, I don't know if this is will be related to medicine wheel, but for everybody out there watching, this is Iya Yvonne. She's instructing us, guiding us through the medicine wheel today. She is an Egungun priestess. So if any of you are interested in Egungun or Vodun, she is the contact person. She is an elder here in the group. She is under, oh, it's Yvonne Moore, but she has a badge. If you look at the badges of all of our readers, her badge says Soledad, uh,
So
Solid,
they,
Solidare,
Dela.
Soledela.
Uh-huh.
It's the same person. So can
Mhm.
you talk to us about the importance of spiritual names? Because if you guys have noticed, she calls me D. I've known Yvonne before I took on the title citrinechaka. So can you talk to us about the importance of spiritual names? Because you have several spiritual names. You have Ibetsi, you have Iya,
Mhm.
you're a priestess,
Mhm.
you are
Mhm.
Armikazi,
Mhm. Yeah.
Iyanafia.
Uh-huh. Mhm. There is an energy that is part of every single solitary thing on the face of this earth. There is an energy to it. The letters carry energy. The names carry energy, spiritual energy, as well as just numerological energy. So when sola, de, sola, de, I am a combination of both day and night.
Mm.
I don't know where the law came from, but anyhow, when I added it all up, the number was good.
Maybe you were consulting Boozy, your Boozy aunt.
I might have been the boozy one, yeah. But the name that I got in Africa, a Betsy, it has an energy connected to it. And when they told me about it, I'm like, wow, it's like somebody told you a story about me.
Wow.
But it has the energy. That's the energy that I carry as a Betsy. And the name that my father gave me when I was born, I wrote that up, numerologically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can live up to that. But that was to keep me moving. That was to keep me growing.
Mm-hmm.
So names, if you decide, okay, I'm going to choose a name, any of you listening, that represents my path, that represents who I am spiritually, choose it wisely. First, if it comes to you, write it down, look at it. If you don't know the energy associated with how it is spelled, look it up. You can Google anything, and figure out the total of that number. Okay, and the total of that number has an energy that you will walk with. When I talked to one of the people that was a student over there in Georgia, I told him, you don't want to keep that name because it's a 9.
Mm.
9 is a finish. That's the end of a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You just starting out. That's not good for you. But he didn't listen. I don't know where he is now.
Wow.
hmm So I hope I answered that. I go off on tangents sometimes.
I don't know if this is related to medicine wheel. Somebody is asking, I want to know why Ayushi Rathor has been vomiting daily. Is there any issue? She has this for months. Last time it ended on the 11th of January, and now again it started, and it's the 10th day again.
I don't know.
Mm,
But it's definitely not right,
mm,
whatever it is.
yeah.
I'm going through that with a cat that's from across the street. There's something going on with her. I can't figure out what it is. Her nose is not like it should be, but
Mm,
she lays down too often, and she's not a lay down person.
wow.
She gets on the medicine wheel too with people that walk the medicine wheel. This one lady was scared of cats, and
Oh,
she went all between her legs and up down the side of her legs, and she's like, "Oh," but she was going through something that I didn't even know about.
wow.
The cat knew it. I don't know. Sometimes animals, I'm taking for granted that's an animal. Sometimes animals, will take on something and you don't even know that it existed. That's why animals befriend us. They take on stuff, keep us from having to take it on.
That is amazing.
hmm hmm I'm not sure. I don't know what that vomiting is about. I can't answer that.
Mm, mm. But so yeah, this was some great information.
Sure, I'm glad. I'm
Great
glad.
information.
Glad.
I hope that we can maybe do another one of these broadcasts and maybe talk about medicine wheel further or talk about something else. We can there's so much we can talk about with you, like
Oh yeah.
Egungun. We can talk about Ianifa,
hmm
Armangazi. I mean, you can tell us about your experiences with, being an Armangazi shaman.
The shaman has a whole lot of interesting journeys. A lot of interesting journeys, but I'm only an apprentice for the shaman. I'm not a
Oh.
full shaman.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, still
But
awesome. And
a
people
little,
have been exposed to that.
yeah, a little clue for everyone. I'll remind you when you call your ancestors, call your Egun. You see me raising my hand? The elevated ones.
Mm,
Don't just
Egunwa.
call, you know, don't call boozy.
Don't call your Egunwa bougie.
Mm-mm. No, no, no. And for those of you that are thinking about going on a trip, that would be magnificent. Uh, but know that, you know, a lot of things happen when you walk sacred ground, but it depends on what you're doing with the sacred ground as to how much you get. Same thing with the medicine wheel.
Mhm.
You can say, okay, I'm starting this and I want to do this and I'm going here and I want to do this and I'm going here and I want to do this. And then all of a sudden things go haywire and you're like, well, what the heck happened? Maybe that wasn't for me, you know?
Mhm.
And then you go back and you need the clarity. You need to go in and get the clarity. And then the medicine wheel says, hey, you traveled the road. You turned right when you should have been going straight.
Mm.
Something to that effect. So depending upon how much work you are putting in to being who you were meant to be is how much each of these sacred places can contribute to you.
Wow. And this place has so many different temples. There
Mm-hmm.
should be
Oh,
something there for everyone. Like I said, it's over 20 acres. There's so many different temples.
Uh-huh.
So everybody can take their time. So I feel like everybody should join us. I'm going.
I'm
Yvonne is
going.
going. Pam is
Yes.
going to be there. And Pam's going to be offering some different things as well. So yeah,
Uh,
join us. I have the information at metaphysicalmoonlighters.com. We've been playing videos about it. We'll probably make another video as well,
yeah.
about
Yeah.
the different temples. It is a sacred site, and we
Yeah.
will also be visiting a mineral hot springs as
Thank
well.
goodness. I'm so glad. I need the mineral hot springs.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a nice trip.
Yeah, it is. Well, for those of you that, I know everyone can't go, but for those of you that can't go, it would do you well to find out a little more about the medicine wheel. I have developed, and this is something I did, so it's something you can do. A medicine wheel, set it up, pray it up, read about it, and find out what the energies are. Make yourself some cards. Make yourself some cards and do a reading with the medicine wheel. I did that so everybody else can do it.
And
You know?
also, Yvonne, she constructed a medicine wheel on her property.
Mm,
So you can reach out to her if you want to experience the medicine wheel. Let's say you can't go with us to Santa Fe, New Mexico in September. You can reach out to Yvonne. She's on the
definitely,
East Coast.
definitely, definitely. I have people coming all the time. Just let me know. Uh huh. You can contact me through the site. You the card is available on your site, right?
Yes, Tarot Astrology Manifesting.
Okay.
Let's see if I can pull it up so they can see your card. Okay, let me stop sharing the medicine wheel and pull up the oh, hold on, hold on. Let me just play around with this for a minute. Okay, exit full screen. All right, so let me pull up the Facebook.
Oh,
Um, and it's taking forever. I don't know if it is it still on the Google Meet screen or is it like showing my Facebook screen?
in the Facebook screen.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you just go to your Facebook and you can search. You can go to search in the group, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can search. Taking forever. Okay, just type in our team,
Mm-hmm.
and then this will come up, and you just scroll down and look for the badges, and click on the badges, and I'll show you Yvonne's badge. Pam, here we are. Our spiritual advisor, elder spirit reader, Solar Dela, Fawn Marie. And that's how you can contact her. And is that your do we need to update your email? It says
What's on there?
Betsy at yahoo dot
I can't
com.
see it. What's on there? Yahoo?
Yeah,
Oh,
Betsy
yeah.
at
No,
yahoo dot com.
that's good.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So that's how you can contact our elder,
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne.
Yeah. Yes.
And oh yeah, you can see it. Because I have a delay when I look at it on my phone.
Oh.
Samba says the birds love your medicine wheel.
Yes, they do.
And when I tell you, whenever I'm with Yvonne, it's like something magical always happens. When I was visiting her medicine wheel, when was that? When did I come out there? October?
No, it's not that long ago. I
Maybe
lose track
beginning
of
of
time. I don't know.
well, the weather was nice.
Yeah, the weather was nice.
Um, so we're walking the medicine wheel, and all of these beautiful feathers are just flying around us. And I was like, "Where are these feathers coming from?" You were like, "It's the angels."
Mhm. There's a lot out there. There is a lot out there. It never ceases to amaze me. You know, even though I was the one they used to construct it, I had no idea how powerful it was. Had no idea. I knew that medicine wheels, yes, powerful, but mine, the one that I'm constructing, even though I prayed over it, I smudge it, I offer gifts to it, the different seasons. Of course, I go out at the solstice and the equinox and, things of that nature. If there's something going on with my family, it's all out there on that wheel. That wheel is amazing.
Wow, it is amazing. I really enjoyed my time there. It was so peaceful. It's like
I'm
a
sorry.
peaceful energy, a peaceful,
Yeah,
soft, loving energy there
it
at the
really,
medicine wheel.
really is. It's wonderful.
And it's available to anyone. I mean, you want to visit Yvonne,
Yeah,
you want to visit Yvonne,
yeah.
get some additional spiritual guidance.
But I'm sorry, I didn't think to put the book next to me so that I could, you know, tell you the name, and I've forgotten the authors, and I've had it for 35, 40 years, and it's Dancing the Wheel.
I
And then,
have it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll be
okay,
right back. Maybe
yeah,
you can tell a story or something. I'll be right
okay.
back.
For those of you that didn't join us very early on, I was telling Dee that I had had a fight with God. Not a fight, it was an argument on my part. God's doing God's thing. Because I didn't have any way to understand what was going on this cotton picking planet. And I was very unhappy, wanted to get out of here, didn't want to be here at all, fussing and cussing with God, not cussing, with God, because didn't send me a book. Something, something that I can say, okay, this is what I do around ugly people. This is what I can do if I fall down and can't get up. Nothing. And the way people were treating each other, it was just disgusting. Well, now at this age, you guys, I'm sure that most of you out there are a lot younger than me, but you must realize that this realm that we live in is going through a major shift. And the shift is nothing other than side against side. Okay. The energies, the energies are fighting. Oh gosh, that's not showing up.
Okay, well you
Dancing.
keep talking. I'll take a picture of it and I'll post it.
Okay, the energies that are bombarding all of us are the side that wants to control and eliminate the ease and the beauty and the gifts of the Almighty, and it's trying to take anyone that wants to stand up and be pure, that wants all the gifts that were given to us, wants to take us out. And it comes in all kinds of strange ways. So we're going through it. I got my book now. I got my book because I found it inside of me. I started digging, I started searching, you know, so I got my answers. And then I started reaching out to, once I became an Egun priestess, I was able to connect with those that were on the other side. And I would tell you why they get so happy when you're doing something. It's because this recycling of humans as you're born and you come back, this pattern that we go through. I'm clearing up a lot of the things that were past life. Some of the horrific changes that we went through. It's obvious African, so slavery was involved somewhere along the line, right? Some of the things that went on, they carried over with them to the other side. They didn't finish doing, they didn't lift up, they didn't have the chance to talk to a group of people, helping them to find something that is a tool that will lift them up. They couldn't do that kind of stuff. They'd probably get lynched just for opening their mouths. But by me, raising myself up and seeking to connect myself to the higher forces, all of them, not just one or two. God saying, "Hey, I got a whole bunch of folks, just right there for you now, and I got the book to go along with it, is inside of me." But all of us are fighting these battles continually, and as I fight my battle, that means when my ancestor comes back in, the one that was, not able to finish, not able to live. My father died at 44. He didn't complete everything. When he comes back in here, he can start from where I leave off because I'm lifting everybody up. That's why the ancestors, they rally around us. Oh, she's paying attention. She's doing the work. We can go back in there and it's going to be easier. It's going to be better. The world's going to be better. Oh, I get on my tangent. Okay, you got the book. There it is. There it is.
Okay, let me
That is the
try to
book.
pin it over here.
Yeah.
Dancing the Wheel.
hmm That's the book. If those of you that really want to find out, and you can do like me and go to the back of the book and start from the back if you want. Um, but that took me 40 years of realizing, that I wasn't born in the West. I was born actually in the South. It really takes you through everything you need to know, and it gives you information. Connect with it. Connect with it. I'm sure there are other books out there, but that's the one that I've had, and that's the one well, one of my children wants it. It's a good book. Really.
Dancing the Wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a big book. I don't know if you can see it because of my background, but it's a big book.
It also gives you in there ceremonies that you can do. And once I finished the medicine wheel, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this particular ceremony. Spirit tells me I'm not ready for it.
Really?
Yeah, I can't contain the energy.
This is the book. Pretty big book.
Yeah, but it teaches you how to. It tells you how to make pouches, how to make rattles, how to consecrate different things. It gives you a lot of information. And
Okay, I don't know. It's like you're frozen right now. Let me stop. See if I can go back.
and the animals and the plants, and you can make a crystal medicine wheel, you can make a color medicine wheel. It's got a lot of information in it. I don't even know whether that person's still alive or not. I know it's still being published.
Yeah, aren't you friends with oh, I forgot. It was Sun Bear's sister or something you were friends with?
Oh no, my sister up in Cherokee. No, that's my. She and I became sisters as a result of my being on the reservation, and we just clicked. And
Oh.
then, yeah, her husband Bear, um, wanted to take on my son, who was a troubled child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we are sisters, spiritual
Oh,
sisters.
that is
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah. They had a wolf as a pet. Man, that rascal.
What?
Uh, yes, he
Oh my
was
goodness.
stark white. And I walked in one day, and go to sit and have lunch. That rascal covered the entire wall of the kitchen. I don't know
Oh,
how long it was. That was the hugest thing. Just absolutely beautiful. And that's my totem animal.
wolf.
hmm
Wow.
Yep. I had no idea they had him until that day that I went to lunch there. Huge.
That
I
is
mean, huge.
amazing.
I don't know how they fed him. I don't know how they fed him.
And how did they trust it?
hmm
How do they trust
Ah,
the wolf?
you could link up with him. He was protective. Wolves are very protective if they love you, if you're
Okay.
in their clan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he looked at me like, "Oh, hey," and put his head back down and went to sleep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And then you said it was a white wolf, right?
White.
You
I
hardly
didn't see
ever see
another
an
snake.
all white wolf, you know?
All white. All white. Mm-hmm. That's when I was living up, in the mountains. A couple of people had wolves. The girlfriend I
Wow. So
had,
it's like a common thing up there.
she was selling them. She was breeding them and selling them.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And everybody, a few years ago, I'm saying a few years ago, but was it like, I forgot the year, but um,
In the 90s.
in the 90s, um,
Yeah.
and then you and I, with several other people, we were up in the mountains in North Carolina on a retreat, and
Hmm.
there was a nice medicine wheel there also.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
That was an amazing time.
it was. It really was. It surely was. The people that we didn't know that came to stay in the house with us went to the medicine wheel, and they never knew anything about medicine wheel until we had that little talk that night. And I can't remember her name. She was so sweet. She went up there, and the tears that were flowing from her eyes when she left broke my heart. She was. You remember her? The two girls that came that we didn't know.
Um, I think
And
so.
yeah, she just didn't want to leave. The one
Yeah,
girl.
it's such a healing energy
Hmm.
being, walking the medicine wheel. It's such a
Hmm.
healing energy.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
It's
definitely,
really amazing.
definitely. And you can. There's another technique that I didn't express, which is meditating with the medicine wheel. Now, anyone who's into meditating can meditate on the different directions. You can, well, I guess it would. Well, it's not important to call the name of the direction because you can forget the names. But if I decide I want to do something and I want to connect deeper, I can go pull a chair up in the west and communicate with Majikiwis. Just meditate. Because sometimes we're blocked. That's humanness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we might go out there and that space looks good, and oh, I think I'll go over here, and you actually, could have gone somewhere else. But if you want to meditate, want to get some deep information, that would be that's very worthwhile to meditate. Mhm.
Wow. Wow. This has been a really nice session.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. So maybe we can, like I said, we can go deeper into the medicine wheel on another time. And also, like I said, you are so full of knowledge. Maybe we can talk about something else also. Because
Okay.
just last night I was thinking about um how you can use the Bible for invocation because I ran across this it was like Psalm 27. I have it written down.
Uh huh.
And it was so powerful.
Uh
I'm
huh.
like, I like that. You
It's
know?
a shame that the elite decided to mess up the truth and add their little stuff and take away their little stuff. But there's still truth in the Bible. They couldn't take it all away.
Hmm.
They might have rearranged and added and detracted, but they couldn't take it all away. There's some. I'll stick with 91. I'll go into 91. Especially when something heavy is going on.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'll stick with 91 all the
It's like calling out your soldiers, your spiritual soldiers.
time. Yep.
I like this one. It says, when evil people advance against me to devour my flesh, when my enemies and foes attack me, they will stumble and fall.
Hmm.
Though an army besiege me, even then I will be confident.
Now, don't you know there isn't anything that will get through that? That's a shield.
Mm,
That is a shield. And there's a lot of that in that Bible. Hmm.
yes.
That's very similar to sacred ground.
Mm,
It carries the energy. Hmm.
protective energy.
Uh-huh. Hmm. Has a
Wow.
lot to do with crystals. They carry the energy. You know, I'm an energy fanatic.
Yes, you had that. You wrote a book about it.
Yeah, yeah,
And Yvonne is a published author. Everyone,
yeah.
I have her books as well.
Ia is supposed to be finishing the sequel, and Ia hasn't done it. But something came to me the other day. I'm like, okay, that's why I didn't do it. It's time and a place for everything, divine order.
Right, everything in time. Right.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
I don't know if we're still live or not. My internet is acting up.
Oh,
Um.
I see
Yeah.
two people on here, you and me.
Oh, okay.
That's what's showing on mine. I don't know.
Two. Okay. Yeah, I see two. But the whole time I've been seeing like my numbers haven't been matching up. Like it'll say this many people was watching, but then at the bottom I'll see more people than that. So
Wow, wow. I meant to give a prayer before
okay.
everybody left to, go on the journey of, elevating and with the blessings of their guardians, especially, because there's so much going on out there.
So
And,
much.
and on this, I should have told them too. I meant to tell them that story. Um, on this screen, through this Wi-Fi, this energy. That's why I mess up stuff. And like I said, I didn't know I wasn't the only one that did that. But it's my energy will screw up a technological thing in a minute. You should see my TV.
I
Sometimes
guess you're so highly spiritual.
it's the energy. The energy is something else. The energy is something else. I hope, a lot of the young people that were listening, got a lot from that. I
I
hope.
think so. It was very informative.
Right.
I'm looking forward to our next one.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever give crystal videos?
Oh yeah, I do crystal readings. I try to do them at least like 3 times a year.
Ah, okay,
And the
okay.
way that I do them is I will cast them out. So I'm
Mm-hmm,
casting lots using crystals basically.
mm-hmm.
Cast them out, and I have certain spots that represent each of the chakras. So
Uh,
whatever crystal falls on that chakra, either that's the energy you need to help balance that chakra,
uh-huh.
or something like that. So that's
Yeah.
how I
Oh,
do mine.
fantastic.
Because
Fantastic.
I have an affinity for crystals.
Yes, I know. I remember.
Yeah, and I have my two newest babies here. You might not be able to see them because of the background I have going on.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Shungite. These are my shungites.
Wow. Whoa. Yeah.
They are heavy, okay?
I can imagine.
They are
That's, I
heavy.
got a shungite, piece of shungite. I keep it on.
Oh, you keep it on?
Hmm.
I love shungite.
I love shungite too. I got shungite in my water pitcher too. Clean my
Oh,
water.
I usually put a little piece in my water bottles.
Uh huh. Yes. Yes, indeedy.
Yeah, but I love crystals, so like I have
Yeah.
so many crystals around here. Um,
Wow. That's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Well, gee, my dear,
All
this
right,
has
so
been
thank
great.
you, thank you, thank you so much. A
Oh,
million thanks.
welcome.
And
I really enjoyed being able to share.
yes, thank you
Really.
so much. And I look forward to our next broadcast.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, is this recording isn't saved?
Oh yeah, I'm recording as we speak.
Okay.
It's being recorded, and what I'll do is I'm going to it's going to be in this group.
Hmm.
It's going to be the way that I'm recording it. I can put it on YouTube,
Okay.
and that way you can get the link and you can share it.
Okay. Okay.
Um, because it's going to be a large file, so that's why I like to use YouTube
Mm.
because YouTube can take that
Okay. Okay.
enormity of the file.
Uh huh.
They can handle it. YouTube can handle it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I like
Okay.
using YouTube to upload videos.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it'll be available in the group. It'll be available on YouTube.
Okay.
If there was a way I could send it to you, because the file is going to be large, so you need
Yeah.
certain
Nah,
way
they
to
need to.
send it.
Yeah, anybody that wants it, they can go and get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because this weekend I'm going up to Durham. There's a group up there. They walk the river, so my African side is coming out when I go up there to
Okay.
work the river, to connect with the river and connect with the ladies and the goddess and all that. Um,
Got it.
yeah, but they also, some of them are the ones that came down here and walked the medicine wheel.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll get a chance to talk to them, and anyone who wants to connect, because I don't know all of them. I just know a few of them up there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll be up there this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff popping.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
let me I'm going to end the live. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. Let me end the live. Where is it? End live video. Oh, let me see. Samba is saying, uh, our electronics are low vibration. Our high spiritual energies interfere with those electronics.
Ask,
Examples, internet and Wi-Fi.
ask her if she's a slider.
Samba, are you a slider? Samba, you can join us on this broadcast. Oh, you know what? I stopped broadcasting, so he can't see that.
Oh,
I stopped broadcasting so he can't see. Let me I'll inbox him. Yeah, it's a guy. He's a professional dancer.
oh, okay.
Let me how do I get the link? Okay, I have to go to the email that was sent to you. Um okay. I'm trying to find the link. Was that search and sent? If I sent it, I might as well just go ahead and type it. Today is April 7th, and you know what? Let me take it off Wi-Fi. Um, it's not showing me the what I sent to you.
Uh,
Oh wait, 1 minute. Let me pause really quickly. Recording.
Okay, Stephen Hawkins made a vibrational chart, a very primitive chart, a long time ago, probably 20 years ago. And it has a name. I can't remember the name at the moment, but it shows you where the vibrations fall in relation to emotions. So love is in the 500s, and then everything else, all the lower emotions are lower in the chart, and then all the higher emotions are higher in the chart. I can't remember the name of the chart, but you guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the megahertz?
So it's like that, but I can't remember the name of the chart. Give me a second, I'll get it.
Okay.
you're talking about the solfeggio and all the.
Okay. So yes, I'm talking about that, but I'm referring to a simple chart right now.
Okay.
So let me get the chart.
I want to write that down myself.
So
Are you
the
looking on
chart
Google
is,
or something? Because you can share that if
no,
you
I'm
want.
getting the picture. I have the picture of the chart.
Okay, you can share it with us if you want.
Yes, I definitely
Let me
will.
know.
The reason I'm so concerned with what he's getting ready to pull up is because you know how I am about energy
Mm-hmm.
and chakras, and the negative and the positive, and what rearranges what you're intending to do because you
Okay, I've
walked
got it.
into a bad energy. If what's his name? I forget.
Samba.
No,
Okay, so let me move my
but the
computer.
chart that was made.
Here's the chart. I don't know if it's forward or backwards, but here's the chart. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's called the Ultimate Consciousness Chart. So the two colors on the chart, or forget about the colors, the large part of the chart represents expanded, and
Mm.
the smaller part represents contracted, and it's written there if you can see.
Ah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's back. Is it forwards for you guys? Because it's backwards for me.
I'm writing down the
Yeah,
name.
it's forward for us.
All right, so I'll send it to you in the group. So
Oh,
all
good.
the emotions are on this chart. So this chart is very primitive. Don't think this is perfect. It's just primitive. So the
Oh,
lowest
okay.
emotion on the chart is shame. It registers
Enlightenment.
as 20, and that 20 is a hertz.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't matter what the hertz is, but
Yeah.
the love isn't even, love is 500 on the
Uh-huh.
chart, and then enlightenment
Enlightenment. Yeah.
is from 700 to 1,000. All right. So I will send you a picture in your box right now before I forget. Anyway, so the reason why I'm bringing this chart up is I could talk about microwave oven, and I will. When the microwave oven was invented, the frequency for the microwave oven, for the microwaves, was a very common frequency. And when they first started running the microwave didn't work because the frequency was so common to everything, the radio waves, the TV waves, and everything else. So instead of changing the frequency, the company decided to boost the frequency many, many times than it needs to be, so it won't interfere with anything. And that creates a problem. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about all the things, the 5G, the TV, the internet, the Wi-Fi. So those things are on low frequencies.
Yeah.
Right. So now that we have a chart, if you want to not break everything, because you're going to be going through telephones, you're going to be going through all kinds of things because you are vibrating much higher than it is. So you're overpowering it. So you have to move down the chart.
Okay.
So you can move down to reason. When you work with the computer, move down to reason. Now, most people move down to reason and frustration when they work with the computer and it isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. So they naturally start working with it the lower they get.
What's the vibration of reason?
400. So most things are about 440 hertz. 400, 440.
Gun. That makes so much sense.
All right. So we are true selves, our light bodies, energetic bodies, interfere with everything, or everything interferes with us. Once we recognize what's vibrating where, we can, I don't want to say assimilate, but we can work with it. Might be the best way to put it.
Son of a gun. So that's what's going on with. I can explain some things about the medicine wheel now. The vibrations, the energies.
All right, I'll just send Citrine the picture.
And I can explain some things about the chakras too.
Oh, I'll send you another picture because I know how Citrine is. So I'll send you another picture in a second.
I love this, man.
All right, go ahead and tell us your findings. Do you like the name Yvonne, or do you like the other title, Ira? Iya, sorry.
My father went through pains to name me Yvonne. I like Yvonne better, I think, than anything.
Okay.
The next one I like is Sola de la. Oh, there it is. Because of the sun and the moon.
I think the La just makes it more feminine and more like a name rather than your name being Solus
de lo.
I think the La makes it more like a name, but who knows what I know? Who knows what I believe?
I like all of your names. I like Betsy. I like Iya. I like Yvonne.
Well, the name
talk about you. It feels so like powerful to know that you are Egun priestess. Egun priestess.
Say that for us, because I'm unfamiliar with that. And what does that mean?
Egun, that's your ancestors.
Goon, it's one word.
Egun.
Okay.
Egun.
Let me see if I can type it in.
The goon is separated from the goon.
It's Egun.
Help you with that at the moment.
I think is it. It looks like gun, but it's pronounced goon.
Goon. Uh-huh. But
I
now
just typed it in our chat
my
somehow.
name for Iyani Fa is a long one, and I love all those names.
All right, let's hear it because I put supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in there. Equals 1. It actually equals 10, but we'll say 1.
Tama is a madman, okay?
No, what happened, I'll tell you my history. What happened was I started practicing, and we'll just say Kundalini Reiki. We could pick anything. We could pick numerology. We could pick astrology. We could pick anything. I was going to ask you about runes connected to the medicine wheel, but hold off on that in a minute. Anyway, and I always wondered why some things would work and some things wouldn't work. So I started studying all the methods, all the I don't know what we call it, all the modalities. And then after I studied enough modalities, I realized they're all coming from God. They're all coming from the same place.
Yes.
So the only thing that makes a difference is what the person relates to.
He just tapped into. They have told me in the different traditions that I cannot combine all of this, but I tell them it's in my blood, so you can't take and separate my blood. And it's all the same anyway. It's all the same.
It's all coming from divine.
Yeah.
From the creator.
What is all this? Oh, the two.
All right. Here is the larger chart.
Here it is.
I sent you the larger chart, so you don't have to play with that little one.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I know where I'm going to be for the rest of the day. Looking at the hertz that's associated with. Okay, so 528 is the healing hertz of the solfeggio, and that's at love. It's
right, correct.
Love. Wow. Get the full message experience. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm just.
It's all right. We know how it is with you, Citrine.
But you know what? She's a way shower.
Yes, she shows the way.
She
shows the way.
And I'd swear that's 540.
Yes, me too.
Because she gets to, she's so enthused, and that's joy.
Agreed. Joy is higher in the chart, 540, just like you said.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm in that purple area.
Yeah, that's you're the gold. Yeah. You're the you might as well get on the violet flame with Saint Germain and Lady Portia.
Oh, Lady Portia.
Baby, I'm going to Mount Shasta.
That sounds good to me.
I included my Lady Portia and Archangel Zadkiel energy with me. The whole time we were video, I was holding on to this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this is Lady Portia and Saint Germain and Archangel Zadkiel come through that violet flame. And I wanted everybody to hear as much as they needed to hear and, not be limited by my limitations. So I held on to this crystal the whole time I was talking.
That's amazing.
And that's your name, Citrine. You're a crystal.
Yeah.
Yes.
My spiritual name means prosperity, abundance, warrior. Shaka is a female warrior.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Shaka is a female warrior. You put citrine on it. What does citrine stand for? Abundance, prosperity, joy, success. I'm an abundance warrior, prosperity warrior.
Fantastic.
All right, Yvonne, what were you saying about picking a spiritual name again?
Oh, when you pick a spiritual name.
So we're using citrine as the example.
Okay. When you create your essence to project in your daily life, it's taking a name that is comfortable for you and write it down. And I did that once, and I had one spelling, and then it changed into another spelling. And then when I figured it out numerologically, one was not a good spelling because it had, I don't remember now, but it could have had a 4, and 4 is hard work. That's That's structure.
Yeah, so this word work really means something, but go on.
And I have written down Avetsi and Sola Dela, but my name for Yani Fa is Ifabumi Fatumisi Ogundeleno Olusegun. And all of them I love, but I love them because of what they're connected to. They're connected to my African lineage. So when you choose a name and you want it to express you, it has to have some meaning to you, and you have the meaning in yours, the citron. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I mean, Yvonne, you knew me before I took on citrinechaka, and you
Mm-hmm.
guided me to picking a spiritual name.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I
great.
sat down and I'm like, what do I like? What
Uh-huh.
do I gravitate towards?
Mm-hmm.
I love natural sunlight. I'm a Leo, so
Uh,
yellow and
oh
gold. That's like my,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my color anyway.
uh-huh.
And I love sunlight. I
Yeah,
love being happy.
yeah.
I like sunny days. Um,
See.
I like to manifest things. And I thought about the stone. I love crystals.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, it has to be a name dealing with the crystal. So I thought about the crystal citrine,
Fantastic.
you know.
See,
All
and
right.
that's
And
something
then
that
I feel like I'm a warrior,
and
you
you
know.
wear that energy. That energy has to be comfortable with you. So that's perfect. It's perfect. Hmm. And yeah, you definitely got to be a warrior on working on those two sites.
And before I started on this Facebook, I was, into meetup. That's how we met. That's how
That's how
you and
we
I
met.
met,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
had a meetup group,
Uh-huh.
because I love bringing people together.
Yeah.
I
You just
love giving out information, things like that.
you're a way shower. But God, ultimate consciousness. I love this. The name of the person that invented this chart,
He died.
I remember him.
Stephen Hawkins. He
Hawkins.
obviously
Oh,
he chose a disease,
He did.
a physically crippling disease,
Yes, he did.
because his body wasn't what
Uh,
he was supposed to do while he was here.
yeah.
What he was
wow.
supposed to do here was bring certain thing. Oh, that one's just as terrible. Bring certain things into the through the mental,
Mm-hmm.
and doing things through the mental or whatever is all right. It's just doing it is most important. So I'll fix that. I'll fix that up.
I
I'll
don't know how
fix.
to make it larger.
I will take care of
So force. Oh, so okay. That's what Archangel Gabriel was telling me, the flow. He kept telling me that I was going against the flow. When I was going through that emotional thing,
it. Mm-hmm.
uh, I needed the flow of the green, the power.
Mm-hmm. And do you know what I consider the flow?
Hmm.
The source. The source is the flow. So you are the flow. The
Uh-huh.
only thing that blocks the flow is you.
Uh-huh. Okay. And in elevating oneself, you connect closer and closer to that
Yes, so
flow.
eventually we will be pure flow if that's what we want. What I find so wild is in the Bible, Jesus says, verily, verily, you will do more
Acts.
than what I've done. And of course, we can.
Yes.
2,000 years ago, over 2,000 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't internet, there weren't vehicles, there weren't planes. He couldn't travel and carry things around the world like we can now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I can be where you are,
Mm-hmm.
and we can do that. But if you don't believe you can, then you
You
can't.
can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love this chart.
I sent it to you through Messenger, Yvonne.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man.
I don't know how to get it larger on
I,
here.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So, sisters, I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to support you, whether you recognize that or not.
Well, it didn't seem non-supportive, so yes, we recognize it.
So if you have any request, speak up. I'm like the guardian angels. Your guardian angels, you have to make the request.
Gotta request it.
If you don't request, then nothing's going to happen to some degree.
So I'm looking at this chart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are these frequencies? These are frequencies?
So, yeah, the second chart explains it better, but you have to do it yourself. You have to look into it, and you have to practice it, and you have to know it yourself. Because this guy, Stephen Hawkins, was one kind of person, and you're a different kind of person. So just like the medicine wheel, you're it. What you're drawn to, as our sister Yvonne said.
There it is. Process, pure consciousness, illumination, peace, bliss.
Now, I'm going to talk about this chart while we have it up, while I found this one. I pulled this off the internet and made it larger. What happens is, if somebody in the group is complaining because they're in blame is 30 on the chart. And I'm going to pick blame. We could pick anything, but I'm going to pick blame. People talk about, everybody being evil and doing bad things or whatever, and running away. If somebody's placed in your path, if your guides are placing circumstances and things in your path, and you're placing them in your path, then you shouldn't run away. You should love it and accept it. And that's what most people have. And that's because where they are, they can't do it. So we're looking at 30, blame. We could look at guilt. It doesn't matter. If you're feeling guilty or you're feeling blame, it's too difficult to jump all the way up to love or all the way up to enlightenment. It's best to just jump up one notch. So you can jump up a couple notch. A lot of people very easily in our group jump right to anger. So jumping up to anger is really good. So people think anger has no place. No. If anger moves you up from guilt or shame, then, or fear or grief or whatever, move up to anger. And then just keep moving up one step at a time. So when you move down, same thing. If the things are bothering you, and we don't really want to move down, but usually if something's bothering you, you automatically move down if you let it bother you, then you can work with things. So the idea is, my idea, I practice Reiki, Kundalini Reiki. So I can't drop low in vibration, or the Reiki won't be as powerful is the word I'm going to use. It won't work as well. So when somebody feels sorry for themselves, or somebody's sick, or something happened to them, I cannot simply feel bad for them or empathize or sympathize with them, go down to the place they are, or I won't be as effective.
Okay.
So that's my experience with this chart.
It sent me automatically while you were talking to anger. Because I used to have this very volatile anger. And many in my family, same thing. Now I still use it. I use that energy, and it's 175. It's way down there. But I had, what do you call the little thing? The bug that's going around. What's that? Oh, COVID. I had COVID, the last one. I can handle the sick for a couple of days. And then long about the fourth day, I get ticked off. And I get angry. And usually when I get angry, I get better. I get the fussing and raising, saying, wait, you little something. No, I'm sick of this. And I just go on and on. And I am actually angry. It doesn't sound like it now, but when I'm in the middle of it, I am angry. I don't want you in me. Leave me alone. I can't sit anymore. I don't want to stop. I got things that and I'm cussing. I'm actually cussing. And I get better. Even the germs can't stand the low. And they can take the 20. Shame. No. There's somewhere in that. But then Stephen was all crunchy.
All science and no metaphysical, no whatever. I'm not going to get into it. Like Einstein. Einstein was all... Okay, so the problem with being a physicist, it doesn't matter what you do. The problem with being a physicist is and he was a physicist. That's why I'm picking physicists, we could say the problem with being a baker, anything. So Stephen Hawking was a physicist. The problem with being a physicist, you can only be accepted if you base your theories on everybody else's theory. So physics has moved off of being truth and has moved on to being no practical application. It's just a bunch of theories. So that's why they have string theory and wave theory and particle theory and all that kind of stuff. And that doesn't work. We need to do the things that work. We need to bring what we do as way showers into practicality.
Reiki. Reiki in anger. If someone is coming to you and that's one of the things that they're harboring, how does that work in your energy? How do you, I'm asking.
Okay, so everybody, in my opinion, they're holding on to their illness, they're holding on to their pain, they're holding on to their past lovers or past loved ones, and they're holding on to their past problems because they believe those things are who they are. So they're holding on to it. I really want to say that most people, instead of putting walls around their heart, what they actually do is they build a prison, or they build a cage around their heart. He did this to me. I'll never live again. He took my life, or whatever. And they're actually holding on to that person or onto that pain or those things. So what we need to do is get them to forgive first. Jesus, I don't know if you guys read the Bible at all, but Jesus says before healing starts, you have to forgive. And you can't tell people this kind of stuff. I like to trick everybody. I don't tell them what we're doing. So I find that people are like little children. When the little children falls down and scrapes their knee, you kiss their boo-boo and you say, hey, let's get some ice cream. And when they say ice cream, they forget all about their knee. So when people are complaining about, oh, they did this to me, let me tell you a story. I love dancing. And there was one woman, Natasha, and in her mind, she was competing with another woman, and we'll just call her Amy. So Natasha wouldn't make any friends with anybody that Amy was friends with. So Amy is living in Chicago. She's owning her own studio and doing all her own thing, and she still won't be friends with anybody who's communicating with Natasha. Won't communicate. Anybody's communicating with Amy. Amy could be dead, right? And Amy's gone. She's not around, but Natasha's still holding on to Amy because Natasha's still competing with Amy. So forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. You have to release those prisoners you're holding in your body, you're holding in your heart. If you don't release, if you don't forgive, then forget it.
Yeah.
And then compassion is so forgiveness is for you, and compassion is for them.
Okay.
And this is too hard to explain. I never tell anybody. I just trick them into doing it. And the greatest trick is our pretend authority. When we tell somebody we're the authority, we know everything about something, then they put all their faith in you. They will allow it because they believe that what you're doing is right or works, or you're the authority. Yeah. I want to ask you about that picture behind you, please, Yvonne.
Oh, 1 minute. Let me stop recording.
Oh,